lots of newer homes are for sale. I'll talk about that and then get into the latest home prices and insights for the Peel and Durham region for week ending October 4th, 2023. Not so much in Mississauga, but Brampton, Durham has a lot of newer subdivisions. And in these newer subdivisions, you'll see a lot of homes for sale, more so than in the past. And out of these homes that are for sale, when you talk to the sellers and you kind of learn more about their story, they'll tell you that their realtor kind of advised them to buy this pre-construction because you always make money in real estate. And these sellers are finding out it's not the case. Many of these newer homes that are for sale, I mean from 1 month old to 2 or 3 years old, many of these sellers are selling either to break even or at a loss. Well, you could blame the realtor, but I could tell you, and the evidence is there, many of these realtors also drank the same Kool-Aid. Because in a lot of these subdivisions, lots and lots of these homes that are being sold, the realtor is the listing agent and the owner of that property. We can see that. We can see the name of the seller. We could see the listing agent. It's the same name. Recently, we're in a neighborhood, brand new subdivision in Brampton. Homes are about 6 months to a year old. Were 14 homes for sale. 14 in this one subdivision. Half were owned by realtors. It's amazing. So the realtors that were giving you that advice, many of them, they actually believed it because they went out and bought these homes and now they're in trouble and they need to sell. And we know with this economy, with the interest rates and inflation, and we know volume in real estate is way down. So realtors are feeling the pinch because they get paid on commission. And if the volume isn't there, they're making way less money, many of them, than they are used to making in the past. So they're selling their houses. I can't say for sure if these were investment properties. I'm sure some of them were. Or it was for their own personal residence, moving up to a newer home, because that's the case also. But you're seeing it. Many of these new homes are being sold by realtors, and they believed it also that you buy the pre-construction, you close, you're making money. And it's just not the case. It is sometimes, and it has been for a long time. But right now, people closing, they're having a tough time, many of them, to realize a profit. They're having a tough time even just closing on these newer properties. So why do I say this message? Well, if you're buying and you're out there shopping and you see a house you like and you put in an offer, don't be surprised if the seller is also the listing agent that you're negotiating with, and that may change how you negotiate. That may change, knowing that the seller's selling his own personal property. That may change your whole negotiation strategy. It's information you need to know. If this can help you or somebody you know, please pass this message along. If you get value from what we're talking about, subscribe. And if you feel you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling, buying, it's really simple. Below this video in the description, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you, and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. Now, let's get into the numbers. If you're looking for a two-family home where both families can live above grade, not in the basement apartment, but above grade in luxury, check out the video at the end of this video. So, is it all downhill from here? Is the market headed down here to Christmas? Well, the frenzy, what we call a frenzy, compared to August, September was a bit of a frenzy. Listings went up, sales went up, there's a lot of action out there, lots of buyers out there looking, but we're already seeing air coming out of that balloon. We're already seeing it went up, and down just as fast. Let's have a look at the numbers. Here's a quick summary. Durham region, for Durham, it's Pickering, Ajax, and Whitby that I'm looking at. Brampton, Mississauga, these are average sold prices for detached properties only, and we're headed down. You can see it from where we were previous. This is just for 3 months. Prices have been heading down overall. So we're going to start off with Mississauga. Again, for detached properties, this chart broken down by week for a whole year. October 4th, 33 detached properties were sold, which is down from the previous week. But if we look at basically all of September, 33 is kind of at the bottom end. We've done 36, we've done 41 sales. 33, it's all kind of normal right now to be in the 30s. Average price, however, has been trending down. $1,381,000 is the average price of detached properties sold in Mississauga for week ending October 4th. Of those 33 that sold, 2 of those were at $2 million or more. Compared to last year, 1,381 is 5% lower than last year's average sold price at the same time. The median price of $1.3 million is 3% lower than where the median price was a year ago. And if you look, 3 months ago, prices were here. Today, weekend on October 4th, prices are there. Everything's been trending down. Well, prices, average sold prices, has been trending down for Mississauga. Again, just for detached properties. Of the 33 that sold, a third, 33%, sold at list price or more. That number's been trending down, and active listings has been trending up. We were in the, I guess, mid to low 400 active listings. We're now in the high 576 active listings. Listings on a weekly basis have been coming down. 131 detached properties were listed in Mississauga for weekend ending October 4th. Now, I said earlier a frenzy. When we look at September compared to August, it was kind of like a frenzy. Well, look at this here. You could see the listings for August, and then boom, they jumped up. Pretty much right in the middle of it being a balanced market when we're looking at Mississauga detached properties. Let's take a close look at Brampton. 41 detached properties were sold, and if we go back all the way even to the beginning of August, that's kind of normal. We've been, high 30s, 40s. There was 1 week where 59 were sold, but that was like an outlier, like 40, 38, 39, 40, 41. It's kind of normal right now in Brampton. Average sold price came way down from the previous week to $1,161,000. And if we were to, say, remove this really high number here of over 1.2, you could really see prices trending down. And of the 41 that sold, no property sold at $2 million or more. The high ticket properties in Brampton have really been taking a beating. Compared to last year, there's no real change. I put 0%, but when you look a little closer, it's up average sold price by 0.4%. But these percentages here are rounded, so there's really no change from last year's average sold price. The median price of $1,158,000 is 8% higher than where we were this time last year. Looking at the dotted line, which is the 4-week moving average, you could see prices trending down. Of the 41 that sold, 46% sold at list price or more. Listings jumped up a little bit, but not that much. We would have expected a lot more listings the way we saw, say, in Mississauga. Not so much in Brampton, but they did drop down for week ending October 4th. Active listings, yes, they're higher than where they were 3 months ago when we were in the mid to high 600s. Now we're 728, so it's a bit higher, but not that much. So it hasn't really changed too much. Months of inventory as a result. So we've got Sales not changing very much over the last 2 months. We've got active listings not changing very much, and that's why months of inventory has kind of been staying the same. We're in the 4.1 now for week ending October 4th, and it's been like that for a while now. So very much a balanced market right now in Brampton. Here is what I would say is the Durham region, but I'm using Pickering, Ajax, and Whitby as my Durham sample for detached properties. Week ending October 4th, 40 detached properties were sold. No property sold at $2 million or more. Average sold price has been coming down for the third week in a row now, sitting at $1,131,000. Now, Durham region is one of the areas, especially in the lower price point or the entry-level price point for freehold properties. Lots and lots of offer dates on properties being listed. Not many of them successful, but lots being starting off as an offer date. 1,131,000. It's a little bit lower than what it was last year, but rounded percentages, really a 0% change versus last year average sold price. The median price is 1% higher than what it was a year ago at this time. Of the 40 that sold, a lot, 63% sold at list price or more. And you could see that the Durham region, percentage-wise, is much higher than the other areas as far as selling at list price or more. Listings jumped up, and now they've come down for week ending October the 4th. Active listings, especially since September, has really started to climb. Months of inventory sitting at 2.2 months of inventory. So it's pretty similar to what it's been over the last, say, 3-4 weeks. However, if you go back to 3 months ago when we were 1.5, 1.3, 1.2, we're now sitting at 2.2. So gradually, months of inventory has been increasing in the Durham region. And as months of inventory goes up, you'll see prices starting to come down. Here are condos. Now this is for all of Peel region. 36 condos were sold. 4 of those were at $1 million or more. We don't see 4 that often in the course of a whole year that I have on the board. This is the only week where in 1 week 4 condos were sold at $1 million or more. As a result, average sold price shot way up to $691,000. I put a question mark up there because it's like, what? That's a lot for average sold price for the Peel area for condos. 691 is 14% higher than where we were this time last year. The median price is 1% higher than where we were this time last year. Of the 36 that sold, very few, 14% are selling at list price or more. So there's very little competition when it comes to buying condos in Peel region. Listings, they jumped up and now they're coming down almost on a weekly basis now. 114 condos were listed. Active listings is climbing. Months of inventory sitting at 4.2. We were in a buyer's market. We're now in a balanced market. So depending on which condo building you're looking at or which neighborhood of condos you're looking at, it could be a buyer's market, it could be a balanced market. It all depends. You really got to keep an eye on that. Here's a summary. Pretty much sitting in a balanced market overall, but there'll be pockets where it's not like that. There'll also be pockets where, there's some of these entry-level type properties, especially the entry-level detached, still quite a bit of competition in those. So you got to be careful. Don't be surprised if there's an offer night and there's 3 or 4 or 5 offers on a property. But also, don't be surprised if that property doesn't sell, because we see that more often these days, a property not selling than actually selling on offer night. Thanks for watching. Now check out this awesome 2-family home.
Welcome to 4027 Bloor Street West in Etobicoke. Before I show you the inside of this home, let me tell you what makes it so unique. It has in all 8 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms. It has 9-foot and 10-foot ceilings. Each room has its own individual climate control. these are all luxury features you would expect from a custom-built home. But what really stands out in this home is that it was designed from the very beginning for two families to live separate and independent of each other, both above grade. Let me start by showing you the principal residence. So this is the principal residence. Including the finished basement, you have 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, about 3,000 square feet. So here's the finished basement. It has 10-foot ceilings, an entertainment area, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a private walk-up to the backyard. So this is the private, self-contained, luxurious secondary suite with 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. Have a look.